Lots of great high school football to talk about. State championship games coming up this weekend. I'm Fox 23 Sports Director Nathan Thompson, along with the Tulsa World's Barry Lewis. And we're going to go over, Barry, your column on the top 5 games. It's in the Tuesday edition of the Tulsa World. You can also get it on okprepsextra.com. And you got to start. There's 2 state title games, so those are at the top 2 of your list this weekend. The rest of the classes are a little bit behind, the Class 6A1 and 6A2. So your number 1 game is in 6A1. This is a good one. Jenks versus Edmond Santa Fe, 2 district rivals that didn't get to play in the regular season this year.
Yes, the regular season matchup was canceled due to Jenks' COVID issues, and but they're going to meet for the state championship. They last met for the state championship in 2003, and that was a great game that Jenks rallied to win. This has all the potential to be a really blockbuster game. Both teams have so much talent. So many good playmakers, dynamic playmakers. Santa Fe with OU commit receiver Talon Shetron. Of course, Jenks with Grant Lohr having a great season running back, and Jaden Patrick at receiver, as well as both of them on defense. Both teams have quarterbacks playing at a very high level. Scott Pfeiffer for Santa Fe, Stephen Kittleman for Jenks. This is last year when they played at Santa Fe, won 33-30. It has very well could be that same type of game. Not decided until the very end. So it should be a very fun game.
And that game is Saturday at 1 at UCO's Wantland Stadium. Also at Wantland Stadium is your game number 2, this Class 6A2 final. We've got Bixby taking on Choctaw. They played in the regular season. Choctaw gave the Spartans one of their toughest tests of the entire season, so we get a rematch of that game.
Yes, Choctaw's defense gave Bixby's high-powered offense its toughest test of the season. Bixby finally won that game 24-13, but as Braylon Presley finally broke through for Bixby, so Choctaw definitely has Bixby's full attention, and not only for that game, but Choctaw's win over Stillwater last week, that stunned a lot of people. Choctaw winning on the last play of the game, but it wasn't a fluke. I thought for the most part, after a really bad start, that Choctaw was the better team. It found a way to contain Quantrell Walker, and that'll be the challenge for Choctaw this week, to contain Braylon Presley. So Bixby with a lot of state championship game experience, I think that'll be a big help. Choctaw hasn't been into the championship game in a long, long time. So I think the Spartans have a good chance to win their 6th state title in 7 years.
So impressive the Spartans are. Now, the rest of the classes are a week or 2 behind Class 6A1 and 6A2, so no title games for them, but some great semifinal matchups. In Class 5A, we've got number 2 Collinsville at number 1 Carl Albert, and this one is played at Carl Albert because of a coin flip, Barry.
Yes. Normally, neutral sites are used for semifinal games like they were in championship games like they were for 6A this year. But in the rest of the classes, they also say they had a late decision last week that would be played at one of the participating teams, the team with the higher seed, the higher district finish. In the case when they both finish first or the same finish, that you use a coin flip, and Carl Albert won the coin flip. So Carl Albert makes Carl Albert even tougher to beat. They're tough enough to beat as it is, having won 4 state titles in a row, and their quarterback Ben Harris has a 50-2 record. But Collinsville's got a great quarterback as well, Andrew Carney. He's undefeated this year, and undefeated as the Cardinals' starting quarterback. So it should be a great game. It's too bad it wouldn't be. You don't see these 2 teams have been the best in 5A all year long, so it's a shame that it couldn't be in the championship game. It'll make for a great semifinal Friday at Carl Albert.
In game number 4, another great semifinal showdown. This one in Class 3A. You have number 3 Heritage Hall tradition-rich program at number 1 Lincoln Christian.
These teams have combined to win a lot of state titles over the last 10 or 11 years, and they're meeting in the semifinals for the 3rd straight year. Heritage Hall ran away from Lincoln in 2018. Lincoln got them back last year. Lincoln is just pretty well steamrolled most everyone they played this year, and I don't think they'll steamroll Heritage Hall, but I think Lincoln will just be too much for Heritage Hall in the end.
Putting out your top 5, the other side of the bracket in Class 3A, number 4 Stigler at number 2 Holland Hall. Only 1 loss combined between these 2 teams.
Yes, Stigler, it's been a long time, about 60 years since Stigler's been to the title game, I believe. And Holland Hall was looking for its first title game appearance since joining the OSSA 5 years ago. Holland Hall has dominated all year long. Stigler's been really good all year long. Its only loss was to Lincoln Christian, and it gave Lincoln quite a battle. But I think Holland Hall will just be too much, and they've been dominant so much this year, and I think that will continue on Friday night. Although I think Stigler will give them a good game for a while.
Now, if you want to read Barry's column on the top 5 games this week, get the Tuesday edition of the Tulsa World, or you can go to okprepsextra.com. He's got these 5 games plus 5 more for the best of the rest. And just pick up a paper all weekend long, because on Friday they're going to preview all the great action Friday night. Saturday they'll have their game recaps and pictures and scores, and also previews of the state title games that are happening on Saturday. And Sunday, of course, they'll have their coverage of those 2 state title games. You can always go to okprepsextra.com to get all their coverage online. Fox 23 will have lots of highlights for you Friday night, and of course we'll cover both those state title games on Saturday, so make sure you watch Fox 23 this weekend for all the high school football action. And you can always check out our highlights online. Just go to the fox23.com sports page and click on the High School Football Tonight tab. Have a great week.